Part 5. In the last video, I was a little bit traumatized when I was shouting April 6th, 2015. After my father had me kidnapped briefly for maybe like a day, to have your own family kidnap you, and then your mother run into the police. My mother went to SARS, and SARS showed up with several officers, about 10 officers in a truck, because this was urgent. Kidnappers came to the house. They took all our devices and they took Kemi away. You have to act. The name of the officer there in Dubai was, I don't remember, but I don't want to even put his name here, but he did a fabulous job. He dispatched officers to our house. He dispatched people around Ibadan. They were looking for me. And like I said, I'm the only one that knows that Daddy organized it, because as they took me away in that car, I saw my dad in his car parked away from the house but watching everything to make sure it went well. I can't forget that. I have sat down with my dad and said, Daddy, why did you do this to me? It has followed me forever and traumatized me forever. Can I tell the world that you had me kidnapped? And you now had them drug me in a hospital, a mental hospital for that matter. And that doctor was Dr. Lashibikon. And I hope Dr. Lashibikon is watching this, because he knows what I'm talking about. All these people, they knew the truth, but they were dragged into it by my dad so they can make their own money. There was nothing wrong with me. They wanted us out of the house. So this is what Daddy did it for, so that Ronke can sit in the house and be doing owner of the house and condolence. Do you know how much work my mother put into that house, even though she went wrong with me? She condolence visit Ronke. Ule elomi jade nule okwe. One portray I read to tell you that people were saying that Ronke was my mom. No. When Wike came to Ibadan to come and launch our airport road and whatever, the Olunloyo Park and everything they did for Daddy that Sheyi launched, it was you sitting next to my dad now. That is what you've always wanted. You always wanted to be the first lady of Oyo State, because when Daddy ran in 2003, you were the one doing first lady in the front, when it should have been my mom. For that second time, he was trying to be governor. This is why he couldn't win the primaries, because God did not ordain it for him. Inko buruku ni Daddy gbesegbe, and it was you, Ronke. At the end of the day, look at the PDP primaries. Tolomba sọ pé èèyàn ní make it, èèyàn ní make it. Mo dẹ̀ máa ń sọ kíní fún yín, Daddy, you didn't make it. Your birthday was next week, Monday. 90 years, you didn't make it. Sharon Tibogbaru with the manpa. Daddy will say, you're going to die before me. You will tell my mom in the many fights. I have the videos. You're going to die before me. I won't die before you. My benye. That means I will last longer than you. I said, Daddy, stop saying those things. Sheyi Makinde has won the governorship. Sheyi Makinde is going to bury you. I mean, let's face it, if you count Sheyi's 8 years in governorship, plus how old he was then, I figured he'll be 93 when Sheyi is leaving office. And I just said, Sheyi is going to bury you. Sheyi Makinde is not going to bury me. Sheyi Makinde is not going to bury me. Lobaton. He's going to bury your dad. And it's going to be a state funeral, and I won't be there. I won't be there. I won't be there, Daddy. I won't be there. On the day you had me kidnapped and we talked about it, I forgave you, Daddy. That's the day you died. April 6th, 2015. Daddy, you died at 1:40 a.m. As you can hear, I couldn't be on camera anymore. I'm just a little traumatized where I am right now. I could not do the camera anymore. But I would pair this with a picture, and I want everybody to know that many things are painful for me as a child in that family. The other siblings have their own stories. I told some of their stories here. There might be more. I told Minga's story. And then there's siblings who have told me not to tell theirs with their name. And I want you to know about this cousin of mine who was very young. He was very close to my dad, because when dad sees all these nephews that are young men and they live abroad, he will order everything from them. If you're coming from London, bring me this. If you're coming from America, bring me this. There's an Olunloyo in every country. And many of us have children who are citizens in those countries. The Canada ones, South African ones, the Dubai ones, every country, we have an Olunloyo there. This, my cousin, had a wife and children, and she was very close to my dad. So when he finds one person that he can really manipulate or use for power when we were not around for him anymore, it becomes like a problem. Like, he will call this young man all the time, buy me this, buy me that. He will do that. And he tended to come to Nigeria a lot on his own businesses and different things he did. Everybody comes for one reason or the other. And at the end of the day, it's like a spiritual thing around daddy. I stopped talking to daddy on the phone in 2021 because I noticed a pattern of whenever you talk to dad, anything you want to do will not go well after that. So I asked somebody who I know does spiritualism and herbalists. You know Alagbo in the market. I want Alagbo. You guys know the Alagbos. They sell a lot of juju stuff for the juju people, the cultists, the ritualists, and all. So I went to the market and asked an Alagbo guy, and I said, can this stuff go through the phone? He said, yes, all the time, phone calls. Even if you don't tell them what you're doing, you just say, hello, daddy, how are you? The fact that that person talked to you, if they're carrying the juju on them, it'll affect you over the phone. So don't call them. I didn't believe it, but I now saw the pattern. Anytime I talked to my dad between 2019 and when I left Nigeria, it would be like, things I have to do. I'm not going to mention the TV station, but one TV station wanted me to come and do work for them and do a show. And I talked to my dad, and after that, they didn't call me back. Everything of mine fizzled. When daddy died on Sunday, this young cousin of mine told me stories. We spoke for 7 hours. I was on the phone with this person abroad at 6 a.m. I finished at 1 p.m. Stories of how daddy would call him all the time, and then everything he wants to do didn't go well. And then someone in my family, like, another person would say, like, when daddy came to visit, he sat in my car. We took him from the airport to his hotel, and my car never worked again. The engine knocked. It's happened to 3 of my young cousins who have told me this in the last 48 hours because daddy was in their car engine broke, and they had to spend a lot of money. Like, his presence is so occult. I don't call him after all my own stuff goes wrong. So the last time we spoke was 2021 when he came live on my Twitter space. He actually called me, and then I said, Daddy, I'm live on Twitter space. Oh, while I have you, let me even put you on that live. So I had 2 phones, and I had my dad tell the world that he didn't send me to America. I only sent her for HSC. She went to Philadelphia College of Pharmacy. I was campaigning for governor. I found out 2 weeks before she left. I called Shagari to give her a visa. Shagari called the embassy. You know the story of the embassy now, how I went to the embassy and they opened on Saturday for me. And at the end of the day, Kemi funded her journalism and her PR career. So I was just glad that one was out there because I was tired of you guys saying politician's child, they stole money to send you abroad. I educated myself. And my father didn't know I was a journalist till 2012 when I was deported from Canada. Didn't even know I had a PR degree because he switched half his life with his other family. Nobody said he shouldn't, but he just wasn't conversant with what was going on with his older children. Look at the Okoyas. Look at how Biola and all of them, Moji, they're still in the picture, even with Shade coming in. My dad only needed us for his own power. Part 6 is coming. It will shock you. Are you crying yet? I don't know.